And I've ended up with, I interviewed a guy who won the X Prize.
That's wonderful. That's really neat.
And I just got off the guy who's invented a new cancer treatment, and we were talking about that just a few minutes ago. So no pressure. You don't have to.
I mean, that's a tough act to follow. Hopefully I'll have you laughing. So at least we're going to bring maybe not a innovative cancer treatment, but a little joy. So we can, I'll take the cancer treatment, but a little joy. So we can, I'll take that at least.
Well, I can tell you that the more jokes we can throw in, the better. The ones that are terrible are the ones where we're nice and stiff and we have
yeah, for sure,
zero humanity to us.
Oh yeah, so. life is too gray enough. We need to add a little bit of sparkle here and there. So.
Well, hi everybody. Thank you again for joining us here on the Secret Sauce podcast. The Secret Sauce is about business lessons and business insights and personal best practices, stuff that we can share with our younger versions of ourselves, stuff that we can share with people just starting out on their professional journeys. It's a subset of Texas Day Peru. I'm Kevin Briggs. For those who don't know me, longtime business services leader in healthcare and life science, going back a long time. Any rate, but over the last 14 years or so, I founded a long time ago with some really great colleagues and really great customers, Texas Day Peru. And we send teams of surgeons down to Peru every summer to take care of folks who otherwise wouldn't have any surgical care. And we help a lot of people, or try to, and we change a lot of lives, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And I'm going to beg for volunteers at the end of this. But before we do that, we have a guest on our program on the Secret Sauce, a very accomplished former colleague of mine. What company shall we call it? Was it Eviden? Was it Mavenwave? Was it Atos? Was it Atos Mavenwave? Which version of it should we call it?
I usually go with Mavenwave, but that's fair. It depended on our audience. I think we had a dealer's choice on our naming.
Yeah, I think it's if they would be impressed with hearing Atos, we'll say Atos. If they'd be impressed with Mavenwave, we'll go with that. But at any rate, I've got Meredith Boardman on with us, and Meredith was an outstanding colleague of mine at Atos Mavenwave / Eviden, and I'm so glad you're joining me for this. Thank you so much, Meredith.
Well, hi, and thank you for having me. I'm really excited that we have an excuse to reconnect, and I know we worked pretty closely together, kind of leading our respective healthcare verticals, so always great to see a friendly face.
Oh, is there another one?
Yeah, in the back.
So for folks who don't know you, can you give a brief little bio, about yourself and what you do professionally?
Yeah, for sure. So I like to kind of say I cut my chops professionally in management consulting in New York City. So a lot of late nights, a lot of flexibility into whatever the client needed we had to do. But that gave me a really good foundation, I think, for problem solving. And so when the pandemic hit, I ended up kind of making my way to Mavenwave, Atos, Eviden, et cetera. And really loved working, kind of as that program leader, and kind of working my way up through the ranks where eventually, kind of where we connected in, running the healthcare industry and life sciences. And then eventually, I was the chief of staff to our CEO. Unfortunately, I think just by nature, I had to kind of look for a different opportunity. And I'm really excited. I'm at a company called Wavical Data Solutions now, where we specialize in data and AI. But the reason I think I like it is because they walk the walk. It's not just your traditional buzzword AI, where we're going to throw out like agentic AI and you're never going to be able to use it. And I think it's a company that our founders are committed to their people. Therefore, they're committed to their clients. And I've kind of always loved that about professional services.
Well, I tell you said a mouthful as far as walking the walk and talking the talk on AI in particular. There are one or two companies out there that can barely spell it, much less actually deploy it in a useful manner. It's kind of fun. I mean, 24 months ago, I'd never heard of ChatGPT, and now, just what all has taken off, and, there's such promise with agentic AI, and it's kind of fun. I've been doing some work with small rural hospitals and basically helping them. It's kind of funny to say their AI strategy.
Yeah.
It's like, look, you don't have any money, so you might as well wait to see what the market gives you. And that's their strategy. But thank you for sharing that about you. And I didn't mean to go on long about
Oh,
me.
no, you're all good. I completely agree. I think it's interesting how it's going to impact healthcare as an industry, especially because, we're very different than financial services or any of the other larger firms and industries where I feel like, AI could help with budget constraints for, some improvement from data maturity to AI maturity. So it's exciting to see what happens.
I think there's definitely an opportunity organically at the per person level, but the thing that I'm most excited about, although agentic, having basically complex tasks being automated is really exciting and all that. But the thing that really blows my mind a little bit is ambient listening.
Yeah.
I mean, we have been shoving EMRs in the ear hole of every doctor and nurse out there, and for the last 20 years, and it's been a horrible experience. We're losing the nuance of what they're pardon the pun, of what they're collecting, and it's just been. I mean, we're increasing burnout. We're making their jobs miserable. Nobody went to med school to go be a typist, and we can go from hey, be sure to code it properly to hey, doctor, just make sure the microphone's on. The AI will take care of the rest of it.
Exactly.
That's a cool place to be.
Exactly.
I think. But
I completely agree.
Yeah. In terms of one of the things that can you share some of the things that you're really passionate about, on a personal level? Things that make you get up in the morning and go do your thing?
Yeah, so my degree was in public health. I think kind of thinking about, people and then, human welfare and how do we help our communities at large. So for me, I think it's really important, not only to kind of be, successful and ambitious in your career, but there's a whole kind of other side of the coin of paying it forward. And so like, how can you help others? And I think, recently I've kind of gotten into more like animal welfare in the city of Chicago. So I'm a foster for dogs. And then I work as like a volunteer at our city municipal shelter where, on average, they're having like 53 dogs a day be taken there.
Wow.
And so I think it's been really interesting to kind of see the correlations between animal welfare and human welfare, especially with inflation and private equity's influence on, healthcare for people, for dogs, for all of it. So, really, it helps that they're really cute and, you can pet a dog. And even if you have a tough client conversation, oh, this dog's going to be nice. So that always brings a little extra joy. But I think, for me, it's really important to kind of not forget, helping others. Because at the end of the day, a job is going to be a job. And, kind of how you leave your spaces, I think is what matters.
Yeah. Well said. I'm in the same boat. So are you fostering any interesting critters right this second?
I had a foster dog. He actually was adopted. So
good.
We are in a small lull because my dog is a little sad that her buddy, we're very happy, but she's a little depressed that I think who she thought was her little buddy is not permanent, but he's living his best life. He's mommy's little meatball. They named him Vito, and he is the biggest love bug.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I was talking to somebody else the other day about pets and animals, and they brought up that movie, The Art of Race Car Driving in the Rain, or
yeah.
What? Isn't that a tearjerker?
Oh yeah, no, I watched it once. I don't think I'll be watching it again unless I know I won't be seeing anyone, I won't be talking to anyone. That and Marley and Me, I think I'm good on. Not being emotionally crushed for the rest of the day. Yeah.
Terrible aside. We went on a family vacation once and we put lots of videos in the back for the kids to watch, and we messed up and we got Old Yeller and Bridge to Terabithia.
Those are tough ones.
It's like,
yeah, that's hard.
Oh, and the foreshadowing in Old Yeller is, they'll never make a dog like Old Yeller. And like, oh,
Yeah. You're like, oh, what have I done? Yeah, no, that, I think we watched that in school. Like I like, we can't watch, they don't watch things like that anymore. But like, I think one of our teachers just decided to do a movie day, and that's it.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So, going to the big old secret sauce, if you will, what are some things that you might advise somebody starting out their professional career, or advise somebody mid-career, things that are kind of core, that basically, hacks, tips, philosophies, principles that you kind of live by and would advise somebody else to adopt? Nothing heavy like that, but
I think the biggest one is like leading with curiosity. So I had a mentor tell me that, you kind of had the typical, phrases and buzzwords of, be in the driver's seat of your career and be bold. And I felt like it kind of was like, what does that mean? How do you balance, being open and learning while, kind of diving in and doing something. So I feel like leading with curiosity is kind of one where, always kind of be educating yourself, but I think it can apply to taking on the difficult client or the difficult project, or, just raising your hand and asking a question and saying, hey, I don't really understand how to do this piece of it. Do you have 5 minutes to help me? And I think it kind of helps with some of the, maybe lack of in-person connection we have, post-pandemic in our new reality, where you're kind of reaching out to connect with someone, and, you have that back and forth.
I think I love that, lead with curiosity. I think that's great. I amen to that. I endorse that. And it's also, a big part of that is asking the question, why?
Yeah, exactly.
in a good, polite way, why are we doing this? Why do you do it this way? Or why do you think it this way? And using your ears at that point in time and listening to what they have to say. That is tremendous. I couldn't agree with you more. So I got one more final question for you. I know we've got to go, but is there anything that I should be asking, that we should be asking you, that I don't want to leave anything on the floor, if there's an additional nugget of wisdom that you'd like to share with us?
I think the only thing, and, maybe it kind of came out of the piece of, when I did my research on Texas Day Peru, and I think it's really fascinating and interesting to lean in and kind of ask ourselves, like, where else can we do things like this? And how else can we leverage, a group of people coming together for a greater good? So that was just something that struck me, and I thought it was really neat, and kind of loved that it also gave us an excuse to chat and connect and talk about our healthcare jobs in tech, and how it translates into, actually boots on the ground helping people.
That's kind of you to say that. I tell you, one of our goals, or my goals, I've been starting to do a lot of speaking about this, but is find a passion project where you're going to help somebody. And if you want to know if it's a passion project or a hobby, just ask yourself the question, does it help somebody? Yeah. If it does, it's a passion project. If it doesn't, it's a hobby. No, doesn't make that bad, but that's a good way to define it in my mind. And my advice to folks is find a passion project of your own, and get on that. And if you can't, that's okay. Get on somebody else's passion project for a while. Get on a client's passion project, something they're interested in doing, or get on mine. We have plenty of room on Texas Day Peru, so I'll throw up a QR code here in just a second. But at any rate, Meredith, man, this is fun. I'm so glad you did this for me. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me. This is wonderful. It was a great, refreshing conversation, kind of in the week of client services. So I appreciate it.
I'm thrilled to death. Well, let me do a little talking us out of here for a second. And so if you're interested in Texas Day Peru, if you're interested in volunteering, if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a merchant chief, we need all kinds of people to help with us. Nurses, CRNAs, people that can pick up a 50-pound bag, people that can hug somebody. We need help with that. That's what Texas Day Peru is all about. Click on this key code, and that'll be there. Hey, Meredith, I got a question for you. Have you ever found a bunch of morphine in your backpack after you've gone through customs?
Have not had that experience yet.
Well, oddly enough, it happened to me, and you can read about that in my book. We own a llama suit, and you can too, which is basically a thank you note to everybody who has helped out on Texas Day Peru and founded that. And yes, you can hear the end of that story. And yes, I did find 6 vials of morphine in my backpack.
I'll be looking forward to reading it. Yeah, sure.
Do the electronic version. There's more value if you read it without paying too much. So, but at any rate, thank you again. Like I said, anybody interested in volunteering or helping out with Texas Day Peru, we can use all the help we can get. Meredith, thank you so much. This has been a delight catching up and a delight seeing you again. And you've shared a lot of good stuff that I think people are going to find really, really useful.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. I feel the same way.
All righty. We'll see you soon.
Bye.